Have you ever walked out of the salon with a fresh pixie cut, feeling hopeful, only to get home, look in your bathroom mirror and think, wait, why doesn't this look as chic as it did in the chair? If that sounds familiar, you are absolutely not alone. A pixie cut can be one of the most stylish, uplifting, and freeing hair decisions a woman over 60 can make. It can brighten your features, show off your beautiful eyes, and give you that "I woke up put together" feeling in seconds. But here is the honest truth most stylists don't say out loud. One or two small mistakes with a pixie can completely change how it looks on you and how you feel every time you catch your reflection. In this video, you are going to discover 7 pixie cut mistakes women over 60 should avoid, along with simple, realistic fixes you can actually use at your next salon visit or in your bathroom tomorrow morning. Whether you are just thinking about going short, or you already have a pixie that doesn't feel quite right, this is your guide to turning not quite me into this is so me. Before talking about what can go wrong, let's remind ourselves why a pixie can be such a fantastic choice at this stage of life. It is low maintenance day to day, less drying, less styling, less fuss. It looks intentional and modern, not like you gave up on your hair. It can add lift and volume where longer hair sometimes drags the face down. A well-shaped pixie has a soft lifting effect that can make your features look brighter and more defined, without pretending you are 25 again. It celebrates your face instead of hiding it. But here's the key. A pixie cut is not a one-size-fits-all haircut. You cannot just grab the first gorgeous photo you see online, show it to your stylist, and expect it to magically work on your face, your hair texture, and your lifestyle. Your pixie has to be chosen for you. Your face shape, your hair texture, your natural color or chosen color, and how much effort you actually want to put in every morning. So in this video, let's walk through the 7 most common pixie cut mistakes women over 60 make, and what to do instead so your pixie looks chic, flattering, and wonderfully you. And keep watching until the end, because mistake number 7 is the one that causes the most regret, and is the hardest to fix once it's done. Mistake 1. Ignoring your face shape. Let's start with one of the biggest hidden reasons a pixie can feel off. Ignoring your face shape. Your face shape is like a blueprint. If the blueprint is ignored, even the most expensive, trendy cut can feel wrong the second you get home. Pixie cuts are very exposed. There is nowhere for the hair to hide. That means the balance between your forehead, cheeks, jawline, and chin becomes even more important. The right pixie can highlight your eyes, soften your jaw, and lift your features. The wrong one can exaggerate what you would rather gently soften or balance. Here are a few examples. On a round face, a super short, blunt pixie with no height on top can make the face look even rounder, almost like a little helmet. On a long face, a style with too much height at the crown can pull everything upward and make the face look even longer. On a square face, a very sharp, angular pixie can emphasize the jaw in a way that feels harsh rather than elegant. The solution is not to avoid pixies. It is to choose a pixie that works with your face shape, not against it. If your face is round, aim for a bit of height at the crown plus a touch of length at the sides. This helps create the illusion of an oval shape and stops the cut from hugging the cheeks too tightly. If your face is square, ask for softer, textured layers and side-swept pieces around the jaw and temples. This gently blurs strong angles and adds a more feminine, graceful feel. If your face is long, a style with more fullness at the sides and a fringe that doesn't go too high will visually shorten and balance the length of your face. This is where a good stylist becomes essential. A skilled stylist can adjust the fringe length, tweak how close the sides are cut, and add or remove texture in just the right places. Do not be shy about saying, "I'd love to soften my jaw," or "I'd rather not emphasize my forehead." That information is incredibly helpful. A well-chosen pixie should feel like it is framing and flattering your face, not fighting with it. If you are thinking, "Okay, my face shape might be the problem, but my hair just does not behave like those photos," stay with me. The next mistake is all about your hair texture, and fixing that alone can change everything about how your pixie sits. Mistake 2. Ignoring your hair texture. Now that we've covered face shape, let's talk about the second big culprit, ignoring your hair texture. After 60, it is completely normal for your hair to change. It may be finer, more fragile, drier, coarser, curlier, or simply more unpredictable than it was in your 40s. That is not a flaw, it is just a new chapter. But it does need to be respected when you choose a pixie. A common trap is the copycat pixie. Seeing a gorgeous photo of someone else's hair, maybe sleek, glassy, and perfectly straight, and saying, "I want exactly that," even if your hair is wavy, frizzy, or very thick. Or falling in love with a full, tousled pixie on super thick hair when your own hair is quite fine and sparse. If your cut ignores your texture, you will feel frustrated every single morning. Different textures have different needs. If your hair is fine or thinning, going too short or heavily layered can make it look even flatter and reveal more scalp than you would like. If your hair is thick, coarse, or very curly, leaving too much bulk in the wrong areas can make your pixie look puffy, wide, or difficult to control. The solution is to build your pixie around what your hair naturally wants to do. For fine or thinning hair, ask for a slightly longer pixie with soft, blended layers, especially on the top. This adds movement and volume without stripping away density. Avoid ultra choppy or extremely short layers that leave you with spikes and scalp instead of softness. For thicker, coarser, or curly hair, the goal is to manage volume, not eliminate it. Strategic layering can remove bulk where needed and create a more sculpted shape while still letting curls or waves have personality. Ask your stylist to cut your hair in a way that works with your curl pattern instead of forcing it to lie flat. Products matter too. Fine hair usually does best with lightweight volumizing mousse or texturizing sprays that add lift without stickiness. Thick or curly hair often responds well to curl creams, smoothing creams, or light serums that define texture and reduce frizz without making it stiff. When you talk with your stylist, share what your hair does when air-dried, how it behaves in humidity, and how much time you realistically want to spend styling. The right pixie will make your natural texture look intentional and beautiful, not like a daily fight. Texture is one thing, but there is one small detail at the front of your hair that can completely transform your pixie, for better or worse. In the next section, let's talk about bangs, and why getting them wrong is mistake number 3. Mistake 3, getting bangs wrong. Let's move to the part of the pixie that everyone notices first, the bangs. Bangs on a pixie are not just an extra detail. They are the frame around your face. They can soften lines, highlight your eyes, and even make you look fresher and more lifted. Or they can overwhelm your features and age you. Many women over 60 fall into one of two extremes. They avoid bangs altogether because they're afraid bangs look too young or too trendy. Or they go for heavy, thick, blunt bangs that sit like a solid block on the forehead and make the whole cut feel dated. Both extremes can steal away the lightness and elegance a pixie is meant to give. The secret is to find a soft, flattering middle ground. Soft, airy bangs are your best friend. Curtain bangs that part gently in the middle, or slightly off to the side can frame your face without feeling heavy. They add openness while still giving a little coverage if you prefer not to expose the entire forehead. Side-swept bangs are wonderful for softening a high forehead or balancing stronger facial features. The diagonal line naturally guides the eye toward your cheekbones and eyes, which is very flattering in both real life and photos. The key is customization. How much of your forehead do you want covered? Do you prefer something wispy and low maintenance, or a more defined fringe? Does your hair naturally fall forward, or does it resist bangs and separate? Talk about all of this with your stylist. Even a few millimeters of length can change the entire look and feel of your bangs. Wispy, textured bangs usually blend better into shorter cuts and help the pixie look modern, light, and intentional instead of severe. And do not let age scare you away from bangs. On mature faces, the right bangs can soften forehead lines, add a gentle lift, and bring focus to your eyes instead of any areas you would rather not highlight. Think of bangs as a tool you can tailor, not a dramatic risk you have to fear. Now, even if your bangs are perfect, there is one very practical mistake that can quietly ruin any pixie over time, without you noticing until it is too late. In the next section, we'll talk about maintenance, and why skipping trims can make even the best pixie look tired and shapeless. Mistake 4, skipping maintenance. Next up is the unglamorous but crucial part, maintenance. Pixies might look like the simplest haircut in the world, but when it comes to trims, they are actually one of the most demanding. Because the hair is short, even a small amount of growth can completely change the shape. One of the most common mistakes is falling in love with your fresh cut and then waiting 3 months before you go back to the salon. Life gets busy, appointments feel like a chore, or you think, it's short, it will be fine for a while. Then suddenly your sharp, chic pixie has turned into a tired, in-between style that is neither pixie nor bob. When a pixie grows out without regular trims, the neckline gets bulky or scruffy, the sides start to puff out and lose their shape, and the top may lose structure and begin to sit flat or stick up in random directions. You end up with a silhouette that pulls the eye downward instead of lifting the face. At that stage, even the best styling products struggle to make the cut look intentional. The solution is to commit to a trim every 4 to 6 weeks for most pixie cuts. This does not always mean a dramatic change. Often, it is just cleaning up around the ears, refining the neckline, freshening the fringe, and removing bulk where growth has thrown off the balance. Regular trims also give you a chance to evolve your pixie slowly. You can add a slightly longer fringe over time, try more texture at the crown, or experiment with a softer, asymmetrical shape. These small, gradual adjustments keep your look current and flattering without the shock of a completely new cut each time. Think of your pixie like a beautiful jacket that needs tailoring. If the shoulders stretch or the hem drops, it stops looking sharp. Once your pixie is shaped correctly, keeping it trimmed actually makes your daily routine easier. Your hair naturally falls into the right place, and you spend less time fighting it every morning. But even with perfect maintenance, there is one thing that can instantly age your pixie or make it look dull: the color. In the next section, we'll talk about hair color mistakes that can make you look older, and how to choose shades that light you up instead. Mistake 5: choosing the wrong color. Now let's talk about color, because the shade of your hair can completely transform the effect of your pixie. The right color can make your skin look brighter, your eyes clearer, and your cut more expensive. The wrong color can make you look tired, washed out, or older than you feel. One common mistake is going too dark, especially with solid, flat, all-over color. Very deep shades on mature skin can create a strong contrast that highlights shadows around the eyes, nose, and mouth, making fine lines and texture more noticeable. On the opposite end, going too light or choosing an icy, overly cool blonde can also be a problem. Very pale, ashy tones can drain warmth from the face, making your skin appear dull instead of luminous. The cut might be great, but the color can quietly work against you. The goal is to find soft, flattering tones that work with your natural coloring. Shades that are close to your natural color, or just 1 to 2 levels lighter or darker, are usually the most forgiving. If you are embracing your natural gray, a well-blended silver or salt and pepper pixie can look incredibly chic and modern, especially when the cut is sharp and intentional. Highlights and lowlights can be powerful tools. Soft highlights around the face can add a subtle glow and bring attention to your eyes and cheekbones. Brunettes might enjoy delicate caramel or honey tones for warmth, while natural blondes often look great with creamy, not icy, blondes that keep the hair from looking flat. If you are not ready for a big change, consider a gloss or glaze. These treatments add shine and richness, making hair look healthier and more youthful, which is especially noticeable on short styles where every detail is visible. Always be honest with your colorist about how often you are willing to come in for touch-ups, whether you are open to highlights or prefer low-maintenance options, and how you feel about your natural gray coming through. The right color should support your pixie, not compete with it. It should harmonize with your skin, not fight it. Now, even with the perfect cut and color, there is a styling habit that can instantly make your pixie look stiff, dated, and helmet-like. In the next section, we'll talk about overstyling, and how doing less can actually make you look more modern. Mistake 6: overstyling your pixie. Pixies are meant to feel light, modern, and effortless. But many women unintentionally turn them into the opposite by overstyling. When too many heavy products are used, the hair can look stiff, crunchy, or greasy, more like a helmet than a soft, flattering frame around your face. A common pattern looks like this: applying a strong gel to hold the style, adding wax or pomade on top for definition, and then finishing with a heavy layer of hairspray, just to be safe. By the end, the hair has no movement, and every strand is frozen in place. On mature faces, this can be particularly aging because the strict, rigid look contrasts with naturally softer skin and features. The solution is to simplify and switch to products that enhance your natural texture instead of trying to control every strand. Use a light texturizing spray for soft movement and gentle volume. This creates that perfectly imperfect look that feels modern. A small amount of mousse can lift the roots, especially on fine hair, without making it sticky when used sparingly. If you have waves or curls, a little curl cream or serum can define them without making the hair crunchy. Another simple trick is to style with your fingers instead of a brush. Using your hands to place pieces where you want them gives a more relaxed, youthful finish. You can smooth the sides slightly, lift the crown, and let a few pieces fall around the face for softness. If you like a sleeker style, focus on smoothing the surface with a light cream or serum, and then use just a small, flexible hold spray at the end. Only where needed. Think polished but touchable, instead of bulletproof. Ask yourself, does my hair move if I turn my head? Can I still run my fingers through it? Does it look shiny and healthy, or stiff and dull? If your styling routine feels exhausting, or your pixie only looks good when it is over-controlled, that is a sign to step back. A well-cut pixie should already have a beautiful shape. Your products should enhance that shape, not fight with it. Even if you avoid every mistake so far, there is one final choice that can cause the most regret of all. And once it happens, you cannot fix it overnight. In the last section, we'll talk about going too short, too fast, and how to avoid that "what have I done" moment. Mistake 7. Going too short, too fast. Let's finish with the mistake that causes the most emotional shock. Going too short, too quickly. A very cropped pixie can look stunning on some women, but if you have had medium or long hair for years, cutting everything off in one appointment can feel like a jolt to the system. Hair is deeply tied to identity. Long hair can feel like a comfort blanket. When you suddenly remove that length, you are not only changing your appearance, you are changing how you recognize yourself in the mirror. If you go from long hair straight to an ultra-short pixie, you might feel exposed, vulnerable, or even regretful, especially in the first few days when you are still learning how to style it. And unlike a dress you can return, a very short cut cannot be undone next week. Growing it back takes time, patience, and several in-between stages that can be frustrating if you never loved the super short length to begin with. A better strategy is to ease into shorter hair. Start with a longer pixie or a short crop that leaves some length around the ears, nape, or fringe. This allows you to adjust to seeing more of your face, neck, and jawline without feeling like everything changed overnight. You can experiment with tucking pieces behind your ears, playing with different partings, or adding a little wave or texture. Once you feel comfortable and confident, you can always decide to go shorter at your next appointment. It is much easier to say, "Let's take a little more off this time," than to sit at home thinking, "I wish we hadn't cut so much." Talk honestly with your stylist about how attached you feel to your length, how big of a change your lifestyle and emotions are ready for, and whether you have any important events coming up soon where you want to feel extra confident. A good stylist will not pressure you into the shortest option. They will guide you step by step. The goal is not just a fashionable pixie. It is a pixie that feels like you, supports your confidence, and fits your life. Pixie cuts can be incredibly flattering, freeing, and stylish for women over 60 when they are customized to your face shape, texture, color, and comfort level. By avoiding these 7 mistakes, you can enjoy a pixie that looks modern, elegant, and beautifully aligned with who you are today. Do you have any pixie cut stories, good or bad, that other women could learn from? Share them in the comments. Your experience could save someone else from a hair regret. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and watch the next one where we go even deeper into flattering hairstyles for women in their 60s and 70s. Because your style journey is just getting interesting.